And thank you so much for joining us tonight. Your support is what helps us do what we do best: invest in organizations and programs that help veterans thrive when they come home. Whether that means immediate assistance in the wake of a hurricane, finding mental health care for their kids, treatment for PTSD, depression, and addiction, or help connecting to job programs, affordable housing, or legal advice. No aviator, sailor, soldier, or Marine comes home unchanged. Many are folded back into a loving, supportive community. But some struggle to find their civilian footing. That's why the 350 boots-on-the-ground partners in the Bob Woodruff Foundation's Got Your Six network make services accessible to 98% of the military community in all 50 states. This work is our moral obligation and the right thing to do. Fulfilling our promise to our veterans to have their backs when they get home is crucial to keeping our country safe. When we keep our promise, we also send an important message to the next generation of service members and to our allies and adversaries abroad that the United States will forever be the strongest democracy and force for good that the world has ever known. Every dollar you have given or are yet to give on behalf of our veterans, our active duty troops, and their families and caregivers has a direct, profound, and often life-changing impact.
My name is Lisa Hallett. When my husband, Captain John Hallett, was killed in Afghanistan, our children were 3, 1, and 3 weeks old. Driving to preschool that week, my son said, "Mommy, stop crying, you're scaring me." I had to do something with my grief. So I did what I'd always done. I went running, but this time, not alone. Wear Blue Run to Remember began as a small group of service members and families on base running in community to heal and remember. Today, our programs help survivors, just like me, find strength and connection in dozens of communities, including through a mentorship for children who have lost a parent in military service. The Bob Woodruff Foundation's support for Wear Blue helps us carry our friends' and loved ones' legacies forward. When we run, we carry them, and we carry each other.
My name is Benzamar Miller, wife and mother, friend, mentor, Navy chief, and trauma survivor. Like most mothers, when life happened, it hit me hard, and I kept pushing. Until one day I woke up fighting an invisible war, and just like that, something inside of me, it broke. I needed help. I couldn't do it alone. I applied to Emory's veteran program, and I was accepted. And those 2 weeks of intensive therapy were worse than my 16 years of military service. My therapist, Maria, she was my angel. She saved me. She saw the little bit of light left, and we took that and we built on it. And now I am confident that I would not be here breathing tonight without the help of Emory.
My name is Joni Bailey. Eddie and I got married the day before he deployed to Iraq. After that, he worked full-time for the National Guard. We moved a lot, and it was hard on our 2 sons. When Eddie deployed to Kosovo, it hit our 9-year-old really hard. He wouldn't go to school, he had night terrors. I felt alone and I didn't know how to fix it. His therapist said he needed something that he loved, that he could control, and that thing was football. We applied for a grant with our military kids so that he could play. That program saved our son. He had mentors, father figures, and friends that have come back season after season. He had consistency, I had support, and I felt seen.
I'm Eddie Bailey. When Aiden was struggling, Joni didn't tell me at first. When she did, I was super worried, spiraling, questioning my decisions, and wondering if he would be okay. When our military kids stepped in, knowing this organization was taking care of my family while I was gone was a huge relief. It allowed me to refocus, re-engage with my job, and it did wonders for my mental health.
My name is Marcus Como. A few years after I left the Marine Corps, I was on my motorcycle on my way to work, and the pickup blew a stop sign and hit me. I spent over a year in the hospital with a broken leg, my knee fused together, and multiple surgeries. After that, I couldn't work. I lost my house and didn't have a place to live. And until, with the support and help of my mother, I got connected with U.S. Vets. They were able to provide me with transitional housing. I got my therapy dog, Hash Brown. I now have my own place. I'm able to be active in my kid's life, and I'm up and walking. I didn't feel like I could have moved forward before I was at U.S. Vets. They were a godsend.
Hello, my name is Antonio Strickland. Texas, Kuwait, North Carolina, Egypt, Virginia, Iraq, Missouri, Afghanistan, Alaska. 24 years of Army service, and I woke up one morning in Savannah, Georgia, and was ready to end it. I was ready to end my life. I was diagnosed with PTSD, depression, anxiety, and TBI. But I had to drive 2 hours every week for 1 hour of counseling. I thought I was gonna die angry and shell-shocked. But I got approved for 2 weeks of inpatient therapy with Emory Healthcare Veterans Program. We were all dealing with the same things, same background. We all spoke the military language. They gave me the motivation to keep pushing through. And with their ongoing support, I have improved dramatically.
My name is Sumera Shah. I walked into the Navy recruiter's office at age 19, and just a few months later, I was shipped off to boot camp. Even though I did not see combat, my mental health suffered. I found a great therapist after I left the service, but my issues weren't considered service-related, so my treatment wasn't covered. Veterans Legal Institute fought so hard for me to get my benefits with compassion and empathy until the case was resolved in my favor. They carry the spirit of service in every sense of the word. I hope to reflect their sense of duty and empathy in my own new career as a counselor for the VA. Thanks to VLI, I am on a stable path today.
My name is David Williamson. That evening in Iraq, that Bob Woodruff became my patient, I explained to him that we were about to intubate him. As I told the nurse we were ready, Bob spoke up. Wait. Thank you. Out of my 1,804 trauma resuscitations, nobody had ever uttered those words. But I did that kind of thing 18, 20 times a day for 15 months. All of those injuries then became my burden to bear. And I never had time to process any of it. I just came home and I felt lost and alone and isolated. No one around me could even comprehend what I had been through. In order to cope and feel better about feeling bad, I turned to drugs and I became addicted to fentanyl and other prescription opiate pain medication. Now, I'm not saying the Army made me a drug addict, because I take full responsibility for my actions. But there is a reason that it happened. I've been sober now for 7 years, and here's what I know. You have to mourn what you leave behind, whether it's the Army, a job, a pet, a loved one, or even a drug. And as we all know, it takes a village to get through that. One of the most cathartic moments in my journey to sobriety was reconnecting with Bob after 15 years. And we cried together. Now, one could make the argument that he's alive because of me, but I can assure you that I'm alive because of him.
Well, I know this is the last word you like to use, hero, but I have to say that you are all heroes to us in this country. It's such an honor to be up here with this stage with you, I have to say. Who would have thought I could get this kind of chance? So if we don't take care of our veterans, it will affect the strength of our military in our future. It's time for us to honor our service members who are here tonight. Veterans, active duty service members, families, caregivers. Would you please rise if you're able to? This says it all. We are so, so grateful for your service and, of course, your sacrifice. And that of all our service members across the world who stand up for us today and every day, thank you so much.